Today we're going to be talking about the mighty thyme. And I always like to tie this in with a word, and we're looking at the word from Genesis 1, verse 29, and it says, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." So, what is thyme? Today, it is time to find out about the mighty thyme. So this herb is very versatile. It is native to the Mediterranean and it belongs to the mint family. There are many varieties, but the two that are most often used, especially for medicinal and culinary purposes, are the common thyme and the lemon thyme. And the difference between the two is just the lemony flavor that you'll find in the lemon thyme. Thyme boosts a very earthy aroma. The flavor is very strong. And like I said before, it is used for medicinal and culinary purposes. So we're looking at some benefits today, and this by no means cover, all of it. There are many known benefits for this herb, okay? The first one we're going to look at is the ability to lower blood pressure. And in 2023, a study was done with persons who have a history of high blood pressure. And what they found was that this herb can actually reduce systolic and diastolic blood pressure and actually keep it in the standard range. The microbial effects of thyme oil can prevent foodborne bacterial and fungal infections from forming in our food. It may help to protect foods from bacteria such as Salmonella, Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus bovis, and this one can actually cause urinary tract infections and colorectal cancer, Bacillus cereus, Klebsiella pneumoniae, as well as E. coli. It's beneficial for those who are dealing with yeast infections. Thyme oil has demonstrated an effectiveness as an antifungal agent for yeast infections. It inhibits Candida albicans and helps to manage fungus and yeast overgrowth. And it does this without destroying the friendly microbes. One study actually found that the oil from thyme was the second best inhibitor of Candida albicans, the first being oil of oregano, okay? Some studies suggest that this herb may have anti-tumor properties. And what that means is that when you use the extract on tumors, it can reduce their volume significantly. And this may be effective on various cancers and tumors, including colon cancer. Also for breast cancer, even though they're saying that more human studies are needed. In 2023, one study found that concentrations of thyme oil decreases the viability of breast cancer cells by up to 50%. And another one that was done that same year also found that the oil is rich in components such as thymol and p-cymene, which have detrimental effects on certain cancer cell lines, stopping them from migrating to other parts of the body and growing. Thyme contains compounds that act as antioxidants, and we know that these are needed to protect the body from damages caused from free radicals. Many of you might know about thyme usage for those who are having respiratory issues. The antimicrobial properties of thyme, as well as its antispasmodic effect, makes it a great candidate for respiratory infections. Research has revealed that this herb contains compounds that are beneficial when treating cold and flu infections. Its powerful antibacterial properties can help treat respiratory infections. It helps to destroy infections in the airways, the mouth, and the stomach. The essential oil in thyme has been found to be effective against bacteria that are multi-drug resistant. So what are some ways we can use this herb? You can actually infuse it in olive oil and use it as a dressing for your salads, or you can use it as a marinade. You can use a fresh or dried thyme when cooking. You can use a fresh one in your salads. You can actually use either fresh or dried to make a tea, especially when you're dealing with the symptoms from the cold or flu virus. You can add it to if you're wanting to make a spread for your bread or your crackers, you can actually chop the fresh leaves into room temperature butter. And you can team that with other herbs as well, like rosemary or oregano. Here I have a recipe for the mighty thyme tea. You pour a boiling water in a cup and you add 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. If you're using the fresh one, you want to use 3 teaspoons instead of the one. You let that steep for 10 minutes. And if you're desiring a little sweetness, you can add a teaspoon of honey. And you can have this 2 to 3 times a day if you're wanting to boost your immunity, or if you're just, looking for relief from the cold or flu. This tea can also be used when cooled as a gargle for your throat if you're experiencing sore throat, or you can use it on your skin for infections such as eczema, acne, and psoriasis. So I always want to look at side effects. We're using these, and like I said, in everything, it's temperance, right? So we look at some side effects. It is generally safe when used in normal food amounts. Persons have experienced issues like nausea and vomiting, headaches, dizziness, and increased heart rate when it is used in excess. It might slow the clotting of blood, which can be a concern, especially during and post surgery. Okay, so if you're having a surgery that is scheduled, it is recommended that you discontinue use at least 2 weeks prior to that scheduled procedure. It may act as an estrogen. So persons with estrogen dependent cancers like endometriosis, uterine fibroids, uterine, ovarian, and breast cancer should not use thyme. Okay. For those that are pregnant and nursing, it is safe to use in normal food amounts, and it's not yet known if it's safe to use it in larger medicinal amounts. There is much more to this. Please do your own research. This really is a mighty herb. Some of my references, including farm2farms.com, Doctors Beyond Medicine, healthyandnaturalworld.com, medical news today, and rxlist.com. Thank you.